we're going to go to the NBA because, I'll give it to Wired and you guys. I mean, you are right that all three sports, it's rare that they're all going. And so we're just starting to get the NBA a little bit away as far as playing games, but they are about to start training camps. And the media days took place yesterday, Rob, and all the stars spoke, including LeBron James, and he had some interesting things to say about the Los Angeles Lakers. Here he is.
I mean, he is the face. You look at all these numbers that surround this facility, all the greats that's come here, and AD is one of them. I was very, very happy and extremely proud and just super dope to see him get that extension, to be a part of this franchise for years and years and years, and it's been a treat so far playing alongside of him, and I hope we can do some great things.
Very nice of LeBron. I mean, real nice. Because, and I don't think LeBron, I'm not. LeBron's the face of the franchise. I'm not even going to search for different words. LeBron is the face of the Lakers. LeBron is still one of the faces of the league. He's still playing well enough. He's still playing well. Well, he's the face of the Lakers.
No, I'm saying of the
league.
He's
one of the faces. Right. It's him, Steph, Giannis, Jokic. I guess Jokic, even though he's the best player. I mean, I don't know if he's quite the face, but, LeBron's one of those guys. But, Rob, I think what LeBron is doing, I think is smart. Because I think what he's doing is trying to get AD to take the torch. You and I have talked about it, Rob. We said Anthony Davis should have taken the torch after they won the championship in the bubble in 2020. We thought Anthony Davis for the next 5, 6, 7 years should be in the MVP conversation and win one or two going forward.
That would have been easy.
That was what's supposed to happen, right? And instead, his play fell off. Still was good, but fell off from what it had been. And he obviously got hurt. I mean, that's what he does. But I think, Rob, LeBron is trying to say, AD, this is you, man. He's doing it subliminally, trying to get AD to believe, yeah, man, I'm that dude. I'm the man. This is my team. This was Kareem's team. This was Magic's team. It was Shaq's team. It was Kobe's team. It was LeBron's team. Now it's my team. And spark AD to go ahead and say, I'm going to play on the same level as they did. So I think what LeBron's doing is smart. I don't know that it'll work, but Rob, I think that's what was behind LeBron's comments because he's smart enough to know he's still the face of this team.
Yeah, and also it's that time of the year. I mean, there's not much. There's no skin in the game yet. How could you not want to be happy for AD and have a positive message in that case? But I just, A, I don't know if AD has that mentality, and B, you can't count on him. So there's a couple reasons why it's hard for him to be the face of the organization, Chris. LeBron can't be on the team, and then maybe, you have no choice but to put the highest paid guy on the.
If LeBron wasn't on the team, he'd be the face of the team.
Like just by default, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like by default. I mean, easily.
Well, I agree with you, Rob, and you've heard me say this before. Anthony Davis has a number one game, meaning he's got the ability to be the number one guy on the team, on a championship team, I think. As long as his number two is great. I mean, he's not like LeBron or Kobe or Shaq or somebody like that, but he is a great player. And he could be the best guy, I think, on the championship team. But he's got a number two mentality. And I think, Rob, whenever LeBron retires or leaves the Lakers or whatever it is, and AD is the best player on the team, I think for them to be a legitimate contender, like a team that could win it, he will have to have another player he may not be better than AD, but he'll have to be like a number one mentality guy. He'll have to be a leader. He'll have to be the guy that's going to, spark his teammates and take up the challenge of going to have the big game every single night. And I don't think that's just not how he's built. We've seen it when he was a number one guy. Remember in New Orleans? I think they won one playoff series in his 7 years there.
Yeah. And again, I just think it's hard to count on him, Chris.
That's undeniable. You're talking about the injuries.
Yeah,
you're not talking about his game.
No, not when he plays. And sometimes you look at him and he looks unstoppable. He's a tremendous player.
Ends. Yep.
Yeah, he's a tremendous player. But there's a lot of time where it seems he's absent And the other thing, too, is he's not as consistent, Chris, as he should be. And we saw it. Go back and look in the playoffs against, was it Denver? 40 points in game one. Go look at where the stats were for game two.
Absolutely right.
Missing in the action, Chris. Right? 40 points.
Well, what he did, Rob, 40 and 10. Next game, 18 and 14, which, looks okay. But he was 4 for 15 from the floor.
Right.
Next game, bounces back, 28 and 18.
You're like, wow.
Yeah, I'm back, boy. 61% shooting. Then the next game 4, they get swept. 21 and 14, okay. Not but bad. 6 for 15 from the field. Rob, and let me say this about those percentages. He's a big. All right? For Damian Lillard to shoot 40% is one thing. For a big, a 7-footer to shoot 27% and 40% in 2 games of a big series is just unacceptable. And what AD is tremendous defensively and very good offensively. But he's kind of a tweener, not by position, but he doesn't shoot the 3 well. His jumper's okay. It's his jumper's when you're a post player and you can shoot like AD, you're like, oh, he got a nice jumper. But when you compare him to other jump shooters or even other bigs like a Joel Embiid or somebody, you're like, nah, he don't need to be shooting that. He's an okay shooter for a big. But he won't consistently score inside. And I like AD taking a jumper here or there, a pick and pop here and there. But I like him better picking and rolling. I like him better, and I'm not saying he's not going to post up all game long. That's not today's NBA. I don't want to see that. But occasionally, when you have the advantage matchup-wise, go down there. And if you're a number one guy, look, you know what? I'm going to say this. Where did Giannis go, Rob? And forget the $50,000 it cost him. He went down to work with Hakeem. I like to see AD do that. Not because I want to see AD on the block 90% of the game, but because I love to see AD develop enough of a post game that, oh, you got a small on me? Come down low with me, young fella, and let me show you what time it is. Jokic does it, and all it got him was a championship and 2 MVPs. So I'd like to see some of that from AD. And you're right, Rob. You're absolutely right. His offensive game is inconsistent at times.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be, Chris. We remember after they won that championship, we were like, dude, now you could come back, the monkey's off your back. No matter what anybody says to you, Chris, the rest of your career, you won a championship. And play big and made big shots and was a big part. He didn't win the MVP, but I don't think they would have. They would have been able to win without him. No right? Am I right? They couldn't win without him. No. So there was all of that stuff, and then you could just go out and play. Hey, LeBron, relax. Let me play hard, and then you'll be ready. You know what I mean? For the postseason, we could make a run. Try to win another one or so while you're here, and then I take over when you're done. It was all mapped out, and it hasn't been that.
Now, Rob, I'm gonna throw something by you that I think you'll find interesting. Kevin Wiles on my show, First Things First, today with Nick Wright and Kevin Wiles. Wiles brought up an interesting point when we discussed this, Rob. He said, is LeBron willing to give AD the things that come with being the face of the franchise? Like, AD is the last person announced in the starting five. And whatever else, right? Is at the cover of the media guide. I mean, they probably have both of them on there, but you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. Whatever that entails. What are your thoughts on that?
What, LeBron giving him that?
Just letting them, you the face of the franchise, bro. I'm passing the torch, so I want you to be the last guy announced. I want you to, whatever.
I mean,
look, my feeling is that in most cases, like you talking about media guides or whatever, most cases, they probably both going to be on the cover. So I don't know how many things there are, but one of them is kind of being announced last or whatever. I don't know what else there might be. I don't need AD to give the rah-rah speeches. That's going to be LeBron probably. But, would that help?
I don't know if that would help. I mean, it's a nice gesture, Chris, but it ain't going to really be the difference between him being a dog and showing up in the big moments and being consistent night after night. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a nice gesture, but I don't think it tips the needle. It's not. All he needs to do, he's young, go out and have a good time and just play ball and try not to, every time you fall down, you're not grabbing something or thinking that like it's the end of the world, like all that stuff.
Right.